Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. In this session, we'll be discussing from the 23rd verse of the 10th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sava ayam yat padam atra surayo jitendriya nirjita matarishvanaha pashyanti bhakti utkalitat amalatmana nanvesha sattvam parimashtum arhati. The meaning of this verse is, here is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead whose transcendental form is experienced by the great devotees who are completely cleansed of material consciousness by dint of rigid devotional service and full control of life and the senses. And that is the only way to purify existence. These are words spoken by the ladies of Hastinapura. They are discussing amongst themselves about the personality of Godhead Krishna. This is when Krishna is about to leave Hastinapura for traveling back to Dwaraka. So these ladies, they are not any great Vedantists in terms of going through the formal education, but simply by hearing from the proper authorities about Krishna, they have awakened their Krishna consciousness and they have developed proper understanding of the personality. What is the nature of Krishna's personality? Simply by hearing. And of course, that hearing also results in purification of the heart, in awakening their dormant Krishna consciousness, which is natural for everyone, every living being, every person. It is natural. So we can also adopt the same method of awakening our own Krishna consciousness. It is with this perspective that Srimad Bhagavatam has been spoken by Shukadev Goswami, has been recorded by Srila Vyasadeva, has been translated and commented by all the acharyas, and it is with this purpose only Srila Prabhupada explains to us in very simple, easily understandable language the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is in Sanskrit language. He is giving us in simple English. So they are describing who can actually experience the transcendental form of Krishna. Krishna, the Supreme Absolute Truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is a transcendental person, is the transcendental person. And that form, transcendental form, cannot be seen with ordinary eyes. Krishna is seated in our heart, but we look into our heart, we cannot see Krishna in our present condition. So, how can we see Krishna? That is possible if we cleanse our material consciousness by two things mentioned here. We perform rigid devotional service and we are able to gain full control of life and the senses. Only then we can actually see Krishna within our own heart. And not only that, they are telling that this method of cleansing the heart is the only way to purify our existence, present state of existence, material existence. The only way. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport that it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that the Lord can be known in His real nature by dint of pure devotional service only. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha. Krishna says in the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya, only by dint of pure devotional service, we can know Krishna. Bhaktya mam abhijanati, we can know Him. Yavan yes yaha cha asmi tattvataha. Tattvataha means the real nature of Krishna. Not mistaking Him to be a ordinary cowherd boy or just another king in Dwaraka or just another prince in Mathura. No. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in any form that He may appear, in any incarnation, in any type of relationship with His devotees, He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead under all circumstances eternally. So it is stated here that only the great devotees of the Lord, who are able to clear the mind of all material dust by rigid devotional service, can experience the Lord as He is. Rigid devotional service. That means devotional service that is taken up as a serious practice. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa na anyagamina paramam purusham divyam yati parthanu chintayan. In the Bhagavad Gita also, the same thing is explained. By rigid devotional service. Practice. Constant practice. Every day we have to chant and hear Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Every day we have to worship Krishna. Every day we have to take food offered to Krishna as prasadam. Every day we have to sing Krishna's glories. We have to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam or read the Bhagavatam or recollect the pastimes of Krishna which we may have heard earlier. This is required every day. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam means every day, regularly, constantly, always. This way, the mind can become purified of all material dust. This material dust we have accumulated over long association with material nature in past so many millions of lifetimes. We have been around in this material world, changing bodies again and again and again and again and again. This is called repetition of birth and death, samsara. We perform some activities in this life, and those activities result in some reactions, good or bad, and then to undergo those reactions we get another body, and in the next life again we perform some more material activities, and this repeats till we come in contact with a pure devotee of Krishna like Srila Prabhupada, and after that we accept the process of rigid devotional service. Until then, our material existence continues, life after life after life after life after life. You can see everywhere around you. What are people engaged in? They're simply engaged in material activities, whether good or bad. So they have no chance of purifying their mind, so they remain in ignorance, darkness of ignorance. And only in the human form of life do we have the developed intelligence to understand this. Who am I? Who is Krishna? What is my relationship with Krishna? What am I entitled to? As spirit soul, I am entitled to eternal happiness in association with Krishna. That is explained by Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada explains further in this purport. Jitendriya means one who has full control over the senses. Jita Indriya, one who has conquered his senses. Normally we are dictated by our senses. Our senses demand and we try to fulfill those demands with the hope that I will become happy if I satisfy my senses. This is ignorance actually. The reality is that these senses, if they are controlled and engaged in devotional service, only then can we become really happy, experience real happiness, if we are jitendriya. Those who are simply trying to satisfy the demands of the senses, they are called ajitendriya. Ajitendriya. Most people, they are just having these uncontrolled senses, and their life is only simply satisfying the demands of the senses all the time. All the time. And the center of all these senses is the mind. So it's the mind which is driving the senses, and the senses are driving our organs of action, and we simply engaged in different activities with the single aim of satisfying the senses and the mind with a hope that we can become happy. But it is explained here that sense control is not possible by stopping all activities of the senses. And it is even explained here by Srila Prabhupada, the artificial means of the yogic processes to make the senses inactive has proved to be abject failure. Trying to stop the senses by even the Hatha Yoga or the Ashtanga Yoga process is not a guaranteed method of controlling the senses. The example is given of Vishwamitra Muni, a very famous example. He controlled his senses by yogic trance. But when he happened to meet Menaka, an Apsara, he became a victim of sex, and the artificial way of controlling the senses failed. What is this artificial way? You try to suppress the senses. You say no, 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 no to demands of the senses. But a devotee simply engages all the senses in Krishna's service, and that's exactly what is bhakti. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. Engage the eyes in seeing the beautiful form of Krishna. Engage the tongue in tasting wonderful Krishna Prasadam. Engage the ears in hearing nice Krishna Katha or nice Krishna bhajans. Like that. And your senses automatically become controlled. And when they are purified, you can see Krishna. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.